Welcome to the Funny English Podcast channel, everyone. I'm Vincent,
And I'm Jenny.
and we are ready for another deep dive.
Let's go.
So today we're going to be looking at something that I think a lot of people are really interested in. It has to do with movies,
Yes.
specifically movie genres. Like, what does it say about you if you love horror films or if you're all about those romantic comedies?
Right. And you know how some people, they only watch documentaries?
Yeah, or those folks who just can't get enough action and explosions.
Exactly. So we had a listener send in this fascinating research study from Frontiers in Behavioral Neuroscience.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and they actually used fMRI to kind of peek into people's brains.
fMRI, that's that big brain scanner, right?
Yeah, it basically lets you see what parts of the brain are lighting up when someone's thinking or feeling something.
So they were showing people different movie clips in this scanner.
Actually, no, not quite. They focused on something a lot simpler, just faces.
Faces. Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah, so they showed people faces expressing different emotions like fear and anger.
So like a really scary face or someone looking really angry.
Exactly, and they wanted to see how the brain reacts to these negative emotions and if the reactions differed depending on what kinds of movies people loved.
So hold on a second. Are you telling me my love for horror movies means my brain actually likes being scared?
Well, maybe let's not jump to conclusions just yet, but the results are definitely really interesting.
Okay, I'm all ears.
So they had 257 people participate in this study. And first, they asked everyone about their favorite movie genres, like what kind of movies do you usually watch?
Makes sense. Got to get that baseline.
Right. And then they had all the participants go into the fMRI machine.
So they're literally looking at people's brains while they're watching these faces.
Pretty much. And the researchers focused on two main areas of the brain: the amygdala,
The amygdala.
which you can kind of think of as the brain's alarm system. It's what goes off when you sense danger or something scary.
So that's why my heart races during horror movies.
Exactly. And the other area they focused on is the nucleus accumbens.
Nucleus accumbens. Sounds complicated.
It is, but think of it as the brain's reward center. It lights up when you experience something pleasurable or rewarding.
Okay, so amygdala for fear and the nucleus accumbens for pleasure.
You got it. So are you ready for what they found?
Lay it on me.
So action movie fans and comedy lovers, you guys had the strongest responses in both the amygdala and the nucleus accumbens.
Well, hold on. So even though they're seeing these negative emotions, their brains are finding it rewarding.
Exactly. It seems counterintuitive, but it actually makes sense if you think about it. Action movies with all the chases and explosions, those give you that rush of adrenaline and excitement.
Right. Makes you feel kind of like you're in the action yourself.
Exactly. And comedies, even when they're showing awkward or embarrassing situations, they trigger those laugh out loud moments, those I can't breathe, I'm laughing so hard moments.
I've definitely been there.
Right. So both of these genres, action and comedy, they kind of play with our emotions in a way that some brains just find super stimulating.
So what about the people who love thrillers and documentaries? Their brains are wired a bit differently, right?
You're catching on. Yeah, those folks had a much weaker response to the negative emotions.
So their brains aren't as into the emotional roller coaster ride.
It seems that way, but it doesn't mean they aren't engaged. They're just getting their kicks in a different way.
So tell me about these thriller and documentary brains.
Well, think about what makes these genres tick. Thrillers, it's all about the suspense, the mystery, the clues.
It's like a big puzzle you're trying to solve.
Exactly. It's a mental workout, keeping you on the edge of your seat the entire time. And then documentaries, those tap into our curiosity about the world around us.
Right. Learning about new things, new perspectives, real life stories.
Yeah, it's like their brains are saying, give me something to think about, something to learn.
I
It's
mean,
all about that intellectual stimulation.
so it sounds like there are lots of different ways our brains find pleasure and enjoyment. It's not always about those big, intense emotions. Sometimes it's about using our noggins.
You said it. Our brains are amazing and diverse. And this study really highlights that.
I'm curious, though. Does this mean we're all kind of hardwired to enjoy certain types of movies?
That's a great question.
Like, if I force myself to watch a bunch of documentaries, will my brain suddenly start craving them instead of my usual action flicks?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? This particular study doesn't really tell us for sure if these movie preferences are innate or learned.
So maybe it's a bit of both.
Could be. Maybe we do have some predisposition to certain kinds of mental stimulation. But
Mm.
our experiences, the movies we've watched, the stuff we've been exposed to, that probably shapes our preferences too.
It's like nature and nurture all rolled into one.
Exactly.
All right.
It's complicated, but that's what makes it so fascinating.
So what does all this mean for us regular folks? Like when we're just trying to decide what to watch on a Friday night.
I think it gives us a cool new lens to view our entertainment choices through. It's not just about I like this or I don't like that. It's about understanding that our brains are wired in different ways.
And different things make our brains happy.
Exactly. So someone who loves sci-fi, their brain might thrive on that blend of logic and imagination, building new worlds in their minds.
And for the historical drama buffs,
Maybe they get a kick out of connecting with the past, understanding those complex characters, exploring the human condition. It really is fascinating to think about.
our movie choices can tell us a lot about how we tick.
You got it.
Wow. Well, this has been a really awesome deep dive into the world of movies and our brains. Thanks so much for taking us through it, Jenny.
Happy to do it. Always fun to explore these brainy topics.
And to all our listeners out there, don't forget to subscribe to the Funny English Podcast channel for more deep dives like this one.
And let us know what your favorite movie genre is and what you think it says about your brain. We'd love to hear from you.
Until next time, happy watching. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone!